Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a slightly different approach. Forget wading through dense product
Yeah,
manuals.
we've got a kind of cheat code today.
Exactly. We're using the exam prep material for the Hitachi Vantara HQT-2125 certification.
Right, because when a company sets up a certification, they're basically telling you what they think is most important. It's a roadmap.
So we're reverse engineering their strategy,
Yeah.
looking at, how they prioritize cost, performance, operations, all based on what their own people need to know.
It's a shortcut to understanding their core enterprise game plan right now.
Our mission then is to use these technical questions and answers to really grasp the key battlegrounds for Hitachi Vantara: financial flexibility, performance, and making things simpler to run.
And just to give you a feel for the scope, this HQT 2125 exam, it's 35 questions. You get 2 hours, need 65% to pass.
Okay.
So it covers a pretty broad range of their core stuff. It's not just memorizing specs. It's about understanding the strategy, the products, the benefits.
Right, let's unpack this. And where else to start but with the money? Tech adoption, it rarely kicks off just talking about speed, right? It's usually the budget first.
That brings us straight to their first big pillar, I think, which is moving away from huge upfront costs. That's the Hitachi Everflex consumption model.
Everflex. Okay, so this is all about financial flexibility. We hear pay-per-use thrown around a lot. What's the actual principle behind Everflex? How does it let customers match costs to usage?
Well, the core idea is utility-style pricing. It's based on measured usage. Think of it like software as a service, but, for your actual hardware infrastructure.
So instead of buying everything upfront.
Exactly. You
Yep.
pay for what you consume, like electricity.
Okay, that sounds good in theory. But practically, for a CFO, say I deploy a system, maybe 500 terabytes of capacity, but today I'm only using 100. Am I paying for the full 500?
No. And that's the key advantage, really. With Everflex, you pay only for the capacity you're actively using.
Ah,
So that extra 400 terabytes sitting there for growth, you're not footing the bill for that yet. It
Mm.
shifts spending from that big, lumpy capital expense
right.
into a more predictable operational expense. So IT costs track business demand much more closely. You can scale up without that huge initial hit.
That definitely makes sense for companies planning to grow.
Okay, let's pivot a bit. From these big utility models down to, say, entry-level hardware. A pre-sales person has a client, tight budget, but they still need reliable storage, core business apps.
Right. That scenario points directly to the Hitachi VSP-E series.
The E-Series. So it's the budget-friendly option,
Yeah.
but how do they make sure it's still reliable enough for those core apps, without cutting corners that bite you later?
It's about the pedigree, the enterprise DNA, you could say. The VSP-E series, it's designed specifically for that entry to mid-range space.
So it is cost-effective, it's simple to deploy, but it inherits the reliability features from their high-end VSP systems. It's engineered to be easy to manage, cost-sensitive, but still give you solid performance for those critical workloads that maybe don't need the absolute monster scale of the bigger boxes.
Got it. So you solve that budget tension, but keep the quality.
Precisely. And it keeps customers within their ecosystem, which is smart.
Excellent point. Okay, let's move up the stack now to where, well, the gloves really come off. Customers needing top-tier performance. Mission-critical workloads where every millisecond counts.
Yeah, this is where the VSP 5000 series comes in.
Right, the 5000 series, built for demanding latency, high I/O stuff. What are the, let's say, two core technical features that really deliver that performance?
So this really defines their high-end strategy,
Hmm.
consistency. The two key things are smart software combined with really fast hardware. First, you've got the Storage Virtualization Operating System, SVOS-RF. That's the intelligent brain managing everything.
Okay, the software brain. And the second part is the hardware speed layer.
That's right. It's a support for things like NVMe protocols, which are super fast, and using storage class memory, SCM.
SCM, that's not just regular flash, is it?
No, SCM is different.
Yeah.
It's incredibly low latency memory, kind of sits performance-wise between traditional DRAM
Yeah.
and NAND flash. It's very, very fast.
What's interesting here, you mentioned consistency. It's not just about peak speed, but guaranteed consistency. Why is that the key metric for these mission-critical systems, more so than just raw IOPS?
Because, well, think about transaction processing or financial trading. Those systems can handle speed, sure, but they absolutely cannot tolerate variability.
Ah,
If one transaction takes 5 milliseconds and the next one suddenly takes 500 milliseconds, the whole application stack can just fall over. It causes huge problems downstream.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the combination of SVOS-RFs intelligently managing the I/O flow and SEM giving you that near-instant access.
Mhm.
It results in ultra-low latency, yes, but crucially, consistent high throughput. It smooths out all the performance jiggles, you could say.
Eliminating the jiggle. I like that. Okay, so once you've got that consistent power sorted, the next headache is often just getting everything to work together, making it simpler to run. That leads us to converged systems like the Hitachi VSP One Block B20.
Yeah, the VSP One Block E20 is really aimed at tackling complexity. The main benefit of a converged system like this is how much it simplifies things in the data center.
When you say converged system, what's the painful old way it's replacing? For the listener dealing with racks day to day.
It's replacing that classic, often painful three-tier architecture, managing separate silos for compute, for storage, and for networking.
Ah, the three silos.
Which means 3 sets of patching, maybe 3 vendor contracts, 3 lots of firmware updates that might clash, and 3 teams pointing fingers when something breaks.
Oh, yeah, the blame game. So the VSP One Block isn't just fixing a tech problem, it's fixing an organizational one, too.
Exactly. It bundles the compute, storage, and networking into one integrated scalable block. It arrives ready to go, basically.
Like buying a pre-built high-end stereo instead of separate components.
That's a great analogy, yeah. Instead of buying speakers, amp, turntable separately and spending ages wiring it up, you get one integrated system designed to work perfectly together. It streamlines management, cuts deployment hassle, and makes the data center more efficient.
Okay, switching gears a bit now. Let's talk data availability, data management, what happens after it's stored. The Hitachi Content Platform, or HCP, the material highlights its difference from traditional block or NAS storage, focusing on rich metadata. What's the fundamental strategic difference with managing data as intelligent object storage?
It's a big shift, really. Traditional storage treats data as, well, files and folders or blocks on a disk managed by IT using path names. Object storage, especially HCP, treats data more like intelligent assets.
Intelligent assets.
Yeah. Each object has rich metadata attached, maybe info about who owns it, how long to keep it, compliance rules, what it's used for. The intelligence lives with the data, not just in the file system hierarchy.
And why does that matter more than just, say, having a really fast file system?
Because it unlocks automation, compliance, and searchability in ways you just can't do easily with traditional files. That metadata lets you automate the data lifecycle, delete expired data, move cold data to cheaper storage, enforce compliance rules automatically.
Okay.
And it makes the data searchable for things like analytics or e-discovery. It turns passive stored data into an active, intelligent asset for the business.
Intelligence is one thing, but continuity is another. Businesses need near-zero downtime, near-zero RTO, recovery time objective, how fast you're back online, and near-zero RPO, recovery point objective, how much data loss is acceptable, ideally none. What's the Hitachi solution for that continuous availability between two separate data centers?
That capability, which is really critical for many businesses, is delivered by Hitachi Global Active Device, or GAD.
GAD, Global Active Device. It enables active-active mirroring. Can you unpack active-active a bit? How does GAD provide that seamless experience across two sites?
So GAD basically makes the storage capacity look like a single logical volume to the servers, even though it's physically present and synchronized on two separate VSP systems, maybe miles apart.
Okay.
Both sites are active simultaneously. They both maintain identical, synchronous copies of the data. This means applications can read and write to the data from either location at the same time.
So if one site, say, has a power outage, the applications connected to the other site just keep running. No pause, no failover process needed.
Exactly that. The systems manage the failure transparently and immediately. That's what continuous availability means. For things like financial trading or critical healthcare systems, you just can't afford the minutes or even seconds of downtime involved in a traditional failover. GAD aims to eliminate that recovery time completely.
That seamlessness is vital, but ensuring it works requires good oversight. Which brings us to the operational management layer, the Ops Center suite. Let's start with automation. There's the Hitachi Ops Center Automator. What are, say, two core benefits this tool brings to the IT operator?
Ops Center Automator is all about cutting out the manual, repetitive work to speed up IT delivery. So the first key benefit is pretty straightforward. Automating those common provisioning and operational tasks.
Like creating a new volume or mapping storage to a server.
Exactly. Things that people do over and over. Automating that saves a lot of time and reduces errors.
Makes sense. And the second benefit, it seems to go beyond just automating back-end tasks.
Yes. The second one is about empowering users. It provides self-service catalog options.
Self-service. So instead of emailing the IT help desk and waiting.
Right. Instead of waiting days for a new virtual machine or some extra storage, a user, maybe a developer or data scientist, can request it themselves through a portal based on pre-approved templates.
Ah, that's where the real efficiency gain comes in, isn't it? It doesn't just free up the IT team, it makes the whole business faster. IT can handle way more requests without adding staff, just by orchestrating those workflows.
It absolutely shifts IT from being a bottleneck, a reactive service desk, towards being an agile, automated resource provider. That's modern IT efficiency in a nutshell.
Okay, so Automator handles the workflows, the provisioning, but you need to monitor everything, right?
Yeah.
Diagnose problems. What's the main job of the Hitachi Ops Center Analyzer tool?
The analyzer is the eyes and ears. Its primary purpose is performance monitoring, yes, but also isolating bottlenecks and forecasting capacity needs across the storage infrastructure. It's not just a pretty dashboard. It's meant to be a proactive tool.
Proactive. So finding issues before they actually cause an outage or impact users. Prevention being cheaper than cure?
Definitely. For instance, if it sees latency starting to creep up on a specific storage port, Analyzer can flag that potential bottleneck before the application teams even notice a slowdown.
Allowing IT to maybe rebalance the workload or investigate before it becomes a real problem.
Precisely. It helps optimize resource use and head off issues.
Okay, last piece of the puzzle here. We've covered the tech stack, the automation, the monitoring, but implementing all this successfully often needs expertise. The exam mentions the Hitachi Vantara Center of Excellence, or COE. What does that tell us? Does the complexity now require bringing in outside help?
I think that's a key strategic point that emerges. The real challenge today isn't just building fast hardware.
Yeah.
It's clearly done that. It's the complex integration, getting everything working together optimally and actually achieving the business transformation you want.
So the COE's role is?
Its main purpose is to provide that expert consulting, share best practices, transfer knowledge to the customer's team.
Basically speeding up the customer's time to value, ensuring they get the ROI they expected.
Exactly. The COE helps organizations really maximize the performance and business outcomes from their investment. Given these powerful automation tools like Ops Center Automator and the access to expert help, how quickly can your organization shift? Shift from IT teams manually fighting fires and handling every single request
To empowering your users to get what they need when they need it through self-service.
Yeah, because that operational agility, that speed of delivery, that's increasingly becoming the real measure of success in the digital world.